Nikhil Kamath, the co-founder of Zerodha, one of the sharpest investors in India right now, he's been saying something very interesting.
Like you would find it just as easy to get money for consumer as you would for tech in India.
There's almost as much money available to invest in consumer brands as there is in tech. For 20 years, tech was the only game in town for serious funding. Consumer brands were an afterthought. That's changing, and it's changing fast. The opportunity is real, the capital is real, and the danger of brands completely misjudging this moment, that's also very real. Because right now, brands are scaling faster than the market can absorb them. And most of them don't know it yet. To understand what's happening in Indian retail, you need to understand what changed culturally. This isn't a trend, it's a generational shift. The generation that built India after independence grew up with scarcity. Saving wasn't just a value, it was survival. Anything beyond the basics felt almost frivolous. But the generation that grew up after 1991, after liberalisation, they saw a completely different India. Options were expanding, brands were showing up left, right, center. Aspiration finally had somewhere to go. Then the internet came and social media happened.
Social media.
And suddenly, every aspirational product in the world was visible to every Indian everywhere. The want was democratized before the access was. They know what premium looks like and they're willing to pay for it. That's a massive consumer base, all moving in the same direction, just at different speeds and different price points. And this shift is structural. It's not going away. So you have this enormous demand signal, millions of newly aspirational consumers, a digital infrastructure that actually works, UPI, logistics, smartphones, everywhere. And suddenly, capital is available for almost anyone with a brand story and a deck. Brands started launching fast. Over 11,000 D2C brands exist in India today. 11,000. Let that sink in. Everyone saw the same opportunity. The market is huge. The consumer is ready. Let's get in early, let's scale fast and capture market share before someone else does. But only about 800 of those brands, roughly 2%, can be called well-established brands.
As an investor, and also talking to people who want to build a brand from 0 to 1 or to scale a brand in consumption, which I broadly believe is the larger India opportunity. We have too few independent Indian brands in consumption which have scaled.
And underneath all that growth, structural problems were being hidden by momentum. And when momentum slows down, those problems show up quite quickly. Let me tell you what I see. And I'll be direct about it because the industry needs this conversation. Most brands confuse acquisition with business building. Getting a customer to buy from you once is not a business, it's a transaction. A business is when that customer comes back, when they tell someone else, when they feel like they're part of something bigger. But most D2C brands in India are building their entire strategy around customer acquisition, paid ads, influencer deals, marketplace promos. They spend enormous amounts of money getting customers in the door. And when those customers don't come back, they spend more money finding new customers. Here are the numbers. In beauty and personal care, acquiring a single customer costs anywhere between 800 to 1200 rupees. For clothing, it can be anywhere between 600 to 1200 rupees. Premium brands are spending at least 1500 rupees for one transaction. If that customer doesn't come back 2 or 3 times, the brand is losing money on them. Around 60% of Indian D2C brands are stuck under 50 crore of annual revenue. Not because of a lack of demand, but because they keep running to standstill. And with more options in every category, you need 2 things working together: a standout product and a resale strategy. Without both, you're not retaining anyone. Now, this problem would be hard enough in a stable market, but we don't have a stable market. The global environment right now is genuinely difficult. Ongoing wars, US tariff uncertainty, supply chain disruptions. This is the kind of instability that makes long-range planning feel like guesswork. And domestically, while India's macroeconomic numbers still look strong, geopolitical instability in the Middle East is spiking inflation and slowing down supply chains. That makes consumer sentiment much harder to read. The urban middle class, this is the backbone of premium D2C spending, is under real pressure. High inflation since 2024 has squeezed disposable income. When people feel squeezed, the first thing they do is they cut discretionary spending. That new brand they discovered online, that can wait. The funding picture tells the same story. D2C funding in India has dropped 18% in 2024 compared to 2023. Late stage funding dropped 50%. The message from the investors is clear. Show us unit economics, then we'll talk. So let me get specific about what brands should be watching for carefully heading into 2026 and 2027. First, inventory. I know it sounds boring, but it will kill you if you don't get good at managing it. Brands that scaled fast often ordered based on optimistic projections. When demand softens, that inventory sits. And sitting inventory isn't just a cash problem, it's a brand problem. You start discounting to clear it, that trains your customer to never pay full price, you kill your margins, and then you're stuck in a cycle that's really hard to break. Be conservative. Being slightly understocked almost always costs less than being badly overstocked. Second, marketplace dependency. A huge number of D2C brands have built their entire business on Myntra, Amazon, or Nykaa. Now that's great for discovery, but you don't own that customer relationship. You don't have their data. You can't talk to them directly, and you're paying heavy commissions to a platform that can change its algorithm tomorrow and cut your visibility in half. Owning your own channel, even partially, is not an option anymore. Third, if your customer acquisition costs keep rising every month and those customers don't come back, more spending on ads will not fix this. The brands that are winning right now, they have built a reason for customers to come back, and that isn't paid ads. We're talking about community, storytelling, and product quality that creates word of mouth. Fourth, don't confuse social proof with brand equity. 100,000 followers and a few viral reels, that's not a brand, it's an audience. An audience buys from you once because they're curious. A brand is what makes them come back, that makes them tell their friends about it and feel something when they see your name. So what is the smart play for the next, let's say, 2 years? The growth at all costs phase, that's completely over. That's not pessimism, that's reality sinking in. The brands that pivot towards building a sustainable, profitable business now will be in an incredible position when the next upcycle comes. The ones that keep chasing growth metrics without fixing their fundamentals will run out of runway. So what does that actually mean practically? India's D2C moment is real. The cultural shift is real. The aspiration is real, the capital is real, but this is the moment where the serious builders separate from the momentum riders. The brands that win the next decade won't be the ones that launched the fastest or raised the most amount of money. They'll be the ones that knew how to adapt and build a real community of customers. That's what excites me about this moment. The people who are thoughtful and disciplined about this have a real chance to build something that matters. If this was useful to you, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate you dropping a comment of what your thoughts are and what's your read on the Indian D2C market. Are you building something? I'd love to hear from you. I'm Damin, this is Off the Rack, and I'll see you in the next one.